Mark meets Lucy McCarthy, HR Manager at AIS London. Hi Lucy.
Hello.
Can you give us a quick summary of your career today?
Yeah, I can do. So I have been in HR for about 5 years now. I started as a grad at AMV BBDO as an HR assistant. Was there for about 4 years and went up, got promoted to HR officer while I was there. Qualified doing my CIPD while I was there as well.
Did they pay for that? Did they cover that?
No, I paid for that myself.
Okay.
Dedicated as I am. And
did they say it was really important you got that, or did you want to get that as an extra qualification?
Well, it was kind of half for the agency and half for me as well. So I kind of wanted to get experience working in HR before I did it, because doing CIPD qualification, especially while working full time as well, is such a big commitment. So I got about 2 years working experience before I started doing that. But it was really good working alongside at the same time, because you got all your real life experience to help you do the qualification. So yeah, that was good. And then when I finished my qualification there, I then got my job here as an HR advisor, and then got promoted to HR manager.
So you were one of how many people in the HR team at AMV?
At AMV, I was in a team of 3, so it was me, an HR advisor, and the HR director. And
here at AIS?
It's all me.
It's all you.
I pull all the strings here.
And what degree did you get?
Well, my undergrad degree was a law degree.
Okay.
And 3 years of law is enough for me. But in my last year I did employment law, and that's kind of where my interest in the kind of people, legal side kind of came about. I did a lot of things about family-friendly policies, employment rights and everything like that. So that's kind of where my interest in HR came from, and that's when I started to pursue it when I graduated, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. People said I was good with people, which is always nice to hear. So I chatted to a few friends, family friends, things like that, who worked in HR, just to get an idea of what it was like to work in that industry. I got some work experience at Channel 5 as a result of that. And then while I was doing that work experience, that's when I got my job at AMV.
So you never had any intention of getting into advertising?
No, I mean, I think I wanted to work in that kind of industry. Sort of more media-based as opposed to quite a corporate-run industry.
Something more creative than law.
Yeah, exactly. I knew I'd never be able to be an actual creative, so it's just nice to sort of work in an environment where it's all going on around you and you can sort of feel like you're a part of it.
For you, what's the best thing about agency life?
It's just the culture and the people. Like, the people here are absolutely wicked, and as I said, it's just nice to be around that sort of creative environment. Even if you don't specifically do a creative role, you sort of feel you're playing part of the whole thing. So I think that's the best thing about it.
Who gives HR the hardest time?
Probably the creatives themselves. Not in a bad way, they're a great bunch of people, but because I am such a process police and I like forms and things like that, and that's just not how they work. If I could present my work to them in a beautiful doodle or something, they might like it.
Infographic.
Yeah, exactly, but unfortunately that's not how it works.
Who inspired you in the HR industry?
I think people like, say, Nicola Mendelsohn, who's the IPA president. I know she doesn't do an HR-specific role, but she kind of incorporates everything that kind of looking after people within the advertising industry, as well as, you know, being in sort of a higher-powered, demanding job. So she's not all about the business doing successfully. She's all about the people doing well and sort of seeing that they're an important cog in that wheel.
Do you have any affiliation to the IPA or?
Yeah, we're a member agency of the IPA, which is great. We make everyone here do their professional development logs, so that plays an important part in our training and development.
Gold member?
Not yet, but that's one of my tasks for the years to come.
Okay. What courses or books would you recommend on HR, if any?
As I said before, I think if someone's considering maybe going to the down the HR route, just getting any work experience is a great starting point. I get People Management magazine, which is done in connection with the CIPD professional body, so anything on the CIPD website.
So how does that work once you qualify, once you become CIPD qualified, do you automatically get those sent to you, or do you
you automatically get the magazines when you sign up, but you don't have to be fully qualified to be registered on the CIPD website. Like when I was doing my qualification, I became a student member, so would get updates from CIPD and people management as well. But it's just, if you just got a general interest in how things work in the workplace, you can get sort of employment law legal bulletins. That was kind of how I started out because of my law roots, so I'd keep up to date with how that kind of thing went, and just go from there.
So how important is it having a CIPD qualification in your job, and how do you feel about people that don't have the qualification?
I think it's hard, because I think if you've worked in HR for years and years and years, then I don't think you necessarily need the CIPD qualification, because I think the CIPD qualification is more of a foundation. So for me, because I've been working in HR for 2 years, it was great and really valuable for me to do the CIPD then. But the CIPD kind of standard wasn't always necessarily in the past, so I've kind of got mixed feelings about it. But I mean, I would never take it back. I'm really, really glad I did it, and it's helped me develop areas where I don't necessarily work on a day-to-day basis, so it's maybe a more all-round HR person.
Is it expensive? It's an expensive thing to do?
It can be. As I say, because I was doing it part-time in the evenings for 2 years while working full-time, I was obviously earning, so that helped. It depends where you go to do it. Like, some places are more expensive than others, so as I say, working for a while before starting it is good. So if you want to work for a couple of years saving up money to do it, then that's an option. A lot of companies sponsor their employees as well, so that's always something they can ask.
What do you do when you're not working?
Well, being agency lifestyle, there's quite a drinking culture, so unwind at the end of the day. I recently did my first half marathon, so I had to condition myself to love running.
Mentally and physically?
Yes, well, actually both quite equally. It took a lot of effort. I go to lots of gigs, like festivals, things like that, and I've got a slight addiction to nail polish as well. I love to. That's ridiculous amount.
Or wearing it, or...
Oh, wearing it and doing it, so
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little bit weird.
For a guy.
What advice would you give someone who's looking to get into HR or a support role today?
I say just getting your name out there, speaking to people. That's what I did. I just sent emails to people that I knew worked in HR in the kind of companies that I wanted to work for, and just got their advice. And once you've got those contacts, you're the one they think of when if they just need, I don't know, a couple of weeks helping out, going through CVs and things like that. Like, you're the one they're going to think of. Work experience is just absolutely key. Sort of get your name out there to do it. You don't necessarily have to start in an HR role. You could do a support role and move across and help out.
So kind of PA or EA role, and maybe move into HR.
Absolutely. So we're very supportive of that kind of thing here. Like, if we have entry level on reception, for instance, we don't expect them to be on reception forever. We'll help develop them into the role they want to do in the agency. Don't turn your nose down at anything that doesn't have HR on the title, because you never know what the possibilities there might be.
So maybe if it's not a dream job straight away, at least get the foot in the door, and it gives you a platform to...
I think so. I think it's very, very special in this day and age that people stay in the same job for their whole life. It's not a job for life culture. We've had people move around all the time, not necessarily because they're not good at their current job, but because they've got burning desire to work in another department, and we'll try and accommodate that as much as possible. So
we've already said that creatives give HR the hardest time. Who would you say are the friendliest to HR?
Well, I think I have to show some allegiance to the floor I sit on. So my sort of third floor group are the nicest bunch of people. We get along great. Especially because I'm in a standalone role, HR could be, quite secluded. But
so who else is on that floor with you?
I've got the founding partner, Steve Stretton, one of our board members as well. We've got the new business and marketing team, and finance as well, and one of the PAs. So it is a happening floor. I would say we're the best floor in the agency.
Apart from reading, obviously, the CIPD magazines that you get, how else do you keep up to date with the latest legislation surrounding the industry?
Well, I've got sort of good working partnerships with a lot of employment law firms in London, and it's really easy to sign up for their email alerts, so they'll keep you updated in that way. So that's really, really handy. Websites like direct.gov.uk, or I think it might have rebranded now, but they keep you up to date on all different kind of employment law policies, which is good as well. I think CIPD is generally really, really good.
Okay. Apart from human resources, what should HR stand for?
Heavily reliable.
Yes. Good answer. Let's move on to a quick fire round.
Okay.
Law or marketing?
Law.
Fruit or veg?
Fruit.
Awards or pay rises?
Both. They're both important.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Art directors or copywriters?
I couldn't pick one or the other. They're both lovely people.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Interesting. Degree or no degree?
Well, I've got a degree, so I'll say degree.
Ant or deck?
Neither.
Retained work or pitch work?
I think pitch work's exciting.
Does it matter to you in HR whether it's retained or pitch?
As long as they're doing something.
As long as
People
people
are
are happy,
laughing.
yeah. 9 to 5 or 10 to 6?
9 to 5.
Independent agencies or networked agencies?
Well, we're part of a network, but I think we've got quite an independent vibe. I'll say independent.
Okay. AWR or IR35?
Both are very important.
Very important. And lastly, twist or stick?
Stick.
Thank you very much.
No problem.